Welcome to the Tips and Bricks podcast, where we discuss all things Lego and share some of the community's best tips about those bricks we all love. My name is Bethany. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm one of the hosts of our podcast. Today I'm joined by my fellow host, Clay. Clay, what's new with you in the Lego world?
Um, I was gonna say what's new with me is I built this Wicked set the other day, which I'm getting to
Ooh,
review soon.
yes.
The Oz and Kiamoko. I don't know how to pronounce these things, but I was gonna say Wicked set is what's new. But right before this call, I checked my Lego account, and the Bricklink Designer program, the Transylvania set, is out for delivery today. So
What?
I'm gonna be like eyes on the window because I'm so excited. And it's right before Halloween when we're recording too. So it's like perfect landing time to get that creepy little
So are you
home
gonna
castle.
are you gonna speed build it in time for
I
Halloween
don't
then?
know. That's what
Or
I was
don't?
debating. I was like, I really love to savor a build, so I
Right.
probably am not going to run it out. But I'm like, it's like 5 days to Halloween. It would be so nice to have it on display for the season, but
Oh.
we'll see.
Well, this week, Clay and I are joined by a very special guest. If you've seen the Lego show, Lego Masters USA, you may remember Christine from season 3 and the Holiday Spectacular. The Lego world knows her as Tacos from at Taco Bites and Bricks. Welcome to the podcast, Tacos.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm super excited and a little nervous. I don't know why.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't bite, I promise.
I do.
And we're not playing like a wild game where you have to pull out all your Lego knowledge today, so definitely no need for nerves
I
on
don't
this
know.
episode.
I don't know. I saw some stuff about some colors and I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Well, this is your first time on the podcast, even though I feel like everyone listening and watching probably knows you already because you are
Mhm.
such a star in the community. But since this is your first time here with us, we always like to ask a question just to get to know our guests a little bit better, kind of about the Lego hobby. Like, obviously, that's why we're all here. And it can mean all sorts of things like building a set, waiting for a Bricklink designer to show up, mocking, of course, showing at conventions. But if you could pick like one thing, your most favorite thing about the Lego hobby, what would that be?
Lego's cathartic. I use Lego as a form to I was about to say cool down. Uh, to decompress. I deal with a lot of anxiety and
Mm.
my ADHD, like I have multiple jobs, so I'm always doing one thing or something else. Like I'm gonna give you guys like 15 more minutes before I have to get to my other job. No, I'm just joking. But like that's what Lego is there for. It's there to like kind of center me, to help me
Mm.
decompress, help me, I don't know, just escape for a minute,
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all talk, Bethany, on your episode with Maticus, y'all kind of had that conversation about like as land members where sometimes it almost like feels like a job and how to kind of combat that. So I love
Yeah.
that that's your answer, tacos, is like it's not something that's stressful, like, oh my God, I have to post, but it's something that really helps you get through as well some of those other stresses you deal with.
Which is your preference to build a set or make a mock or modify or everything in between?
So believe it or not, I started off with not much of a collection. When I got on the show, didn't I had the smallest collection along with my teammate. It's slowly been piling up this past year. I'm more of to build with whatever I have in hand, and try and make it more function. M- Try and figure out a way to turn it into a lesson plan for kids. That's my
Mm.
way. I've always thought, okay, it's not really a mock for myself. It's like, okay, how can I turn this into a teachable moment for the kids to really enjoy?
Ooh. Okay, we're going to put a pin in that because we're going to come back to that in just a little bit because this intrigues me very much. But
Right.
so we don't get ahead of ourselves, Clay, can you lead us into our next segment?
All right, yeah. So this time I'm hosting our question of the week. And just like always, we share some type of burning question about Lego, and we'll all take turns kind of answering it together and having a conversation about it. So we know Lego elements come in like all sorts of colors. There's transparent ones, glow in the dark, and those boring old traditional colors too. Um, but that's where our question of the week is kind of springing from this time. That if you could only build in one single Lego color, what would it be and why?
Mm.
Well, I guess it depends if the pieces are unlimited. If the pieces are unlimited, hmm,
Right. That's the tough one. I was thinking the
yeah.
same. Like,
If
Let's
they're
let's
not
do it. Let's do it both cases, both
okay.
case scenario.
okay.
So what exists in real life and what if you could have it your way?
Well, we have the really awesome artist, Economaco,
Mhm.
the guy from Ghana. He builds all in black. I would do that, but I would contrast. I would do all in white just because of architecture. So that's how I
Oh.
kind of started with. I started with architecture sets. So, um, and if it is available, if there's a color that is available, I would probably go with that translucent, either the orange, like in the new,
Ooh.
Oh,
like
Uh-huh.
this one. This is
Yep.
just gorgeous. Or the trans, it's like almost like a pearlescent pink, opal pink. I don't even know.
is
Um,
that
Ooh.
the new
they
pink?
came in like leaves. They come
Oh.
in this. I should have an example here.
I'm thinking trans
Oh, oh,
dark
oh,
pink
is it
is.
that new fern leaf? The one that's
Yes,
like goes
yes, that
Oh,
slips
color.
up?
What color
yes.
is that?
Trans, it's
Is
either
it
trans
one of the
dark.
satins?
No, it's trans dark pink. I think. Oh, let me look now. Now
Maybe
I'm
it is.
curious.
I know
Trans dark
exactly
pink.
what color you're talking about though, and I
It's so
love that.
pretty. It's so
Yes.
pretty.
I also love the translucent colors.
Yeah.
And one thing that like in the really I feel like up until the last year or so that I didn't love about them is I also love botanical parts. And I feel like a lot of the leaves and things weren't usually coming in translucent colors. But in the
Yeah.
recent year or two, we've got a lot of good like leaf molds and flower
Yeah.
parts that are starting to show up in those translucent colors.
I
Well,
feel like I feel like Lego was like, hey, prepare for stuff. We've got stuff coming when they released that classic transparent brick set, because that was the first
Mm,
time we got arches and snot
hmm
bricks. So I
yeah.
feel like they must have redone their formula because all of a sudden stuff is exploding everywhere. And the answer to your question, satin trans dark pink.
That's too long. I'm not gonna remember that.
Right?
The trans pink one.
Way
So
too many words.
Lego Dreams came out with that hairpiece that's translucent, but
Yes.
it's gradient, and
Ooh.
it was kind of like, it starts off like pink or purplish blue,
Hmm.
and then it kind of changes. So they're getting very experimental, and so I'm really looking forward to see what else they have in the bag. You know what I mean?
Totally agree. And I know Bethany, you love that translucent creator set. Would your pick also be one of the translucent colors or
I think so because then I could like do extra stuff with it with black light. Like
oh yeah.
I could have it be like a surprise element with the black light. So, if I could have any color choice with multiple colors, I might pick the trans clear. Just because with the black light, I mean, it's just so surprising, but it's hard because you don't see it well. I don't know. I
Right.
haven't thought this one well through. For
I was trying to imagine like a whole build out of them. Like,
Yeah, then
would
I
you
was
see
like,
it?
wait, nope, I don't think you would. It's the Emperor's New Clothes build coming coming soon to you. So I take that
Fantastic.
back. Coral though, if I had to pick existing
Mm,
colors, I think coral might be my
yeah.
pick just
Mm,
because it is so bright. I know that people hate it, and maybe
I
that's
love it.
part of
What?
why I love it. Yeah, people
I
don't like
love it.
it. That one and the neon yellow. Those two.
Both.
Hmm.
That
Love.
mix that with blue or purple, and I
Mhm.
absolutely
Ooh.
love it.
My other favorite color is lime, which again, people are like, so it just means it's cheaper for me on Bricklink. I'll take it. But I
Coral is
love,
also like what if I had to pick like one solid color and not one of the
yeah,
translucents, coral is my number one favorite. So that kind of shocked me when you said people don't like it. I was like, what?
yeah. What makes you pick coral?
I mean, I'm a pink person to start with. Like I love that whole family of pinks. So I know coral is coral, not pink. But like it's just visually so soft and like kind of mellow and pretty. There's also that one, the plate with the three leaf prongs comes in coral.
Yes,
Love that part. Love that color. I think the coral shines or shows up really well in black light though, right?
Mhm.
it does. Yes, that's part of the other reason why I would pick it. I'm hoping to do a dragon in coral under black
Ooh.
light. I'm slowly collecting parts. Well, Tacos, if you could pick a color that doesn't exist yet in the Lego palette, what would be one you might go for?
So believe it or not, that coral is not fiery enough. I need it with a little bit more punch.
Mm,
So back in the 80s, we would wear tutus. We, because I was born in the 80s. um, uh,
We all were.
yeah.
Gem the Holograms, Misfits, they all have these like bright, shocking pink. So
Mm,
for me, coral is beautiful, but I feel like it needs a little bit more hot pink in it. That would be
okay.
perfect for
Mm.
me.
It's
I'm,
almost
I'm
like neon coral, kind of like
yes,
the neon
yes,
yellow y'all were talking about.
yes,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Ooh, I would be down for that for sure. Do you have a color, Bethany, that you're like, this needs to exist?
I feel like we have tons of blues, but we're
Yeah,
lacking on the greens. I don't know though what green I would go for, but we don't have as many greens as we do the blues palette, so it's a lot harder to do gradients. Um,
yeah. I do love dark green. That's one of my favorites. I used a lot of it in one of the mocks I brought to Brickworld Chicago this year, the noodle shop. But I don't know, like from the dark green to the regular green, I don't think there's a color that can really fit in there.
yeah.
Even the bright green and regular green, like they're so close to one another that it almost sometimes like, do we really need both of these?
Oh, I think so. I mean, they create depth and dimension. So
Yeah.
I do like the bright green layered on regular green.
Well, I'm sure that some of y'all got a chance to look at the tips and builds challenge, which we did just, I guess, just about a month or two ago. But we did one focused entirely on color, and builders could only create builds with two, what's the word, Bethany? It's not contrasting,
It's
um,
complementary.
like the opposite of contrasting.
Yeah, it's okay.
But two complementary colors. And we actually have a whole post on color theory post well there's we have quite a few posts on color honestly if you go to the website and search them up, but one on color contrast is post 2706 that really details a lot of like what contrast, what complements, like how to kind of pick colors that will go well together. And then a lot of that led into the tips and build challenge. And I was like so impressed. I did see quite a few people built with coral,
Mhm.
and there were some really cool ones that like matches that I would have never thought of. But when you saw people build in only those two colors, it was really cool to see a lot of the different builds.
Agreed. Yeah, I loved seeing people put two colors that I necessarily wouldn't have ever reached for together into one build. That was really great. So if you want to see all the builds people did, that's post 2890 for the color play building challenge wrap up. That's a mouthful,
Almost as many words as satin trans. I already
right?
forgot what it was.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
no,
what.
you got it. Yep.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Does that count as a point for like a guess the part or something for I can save this, like bank it
Sure.
for a future game?
This redeems you for the banana.
I don't think anything redeems me for that one. All right. Well, thank you, Bethany and Tacos, for sharing y'all's thoughts on Lego colors. And I think that means it's time for us to have a game. So over
Uh-oh.
to you, Bethany.
Yes, this is one of my favorite segments. It's time to play some Make It, Mod It, Mock It, where we are going to discuss three Lego sets, but there's a catch. We each have to place the sets in three separate categories of Make, which is a set we would build and keep as is, Mod, a set that we would want to customize, upgrade, or modify in some way, and Mock, a set that we would part out and use in another project, unrelatedly, completely different. Of course, we will have to explain our rationale for each selection. Now, there's been a lot of chatter, and rightly so, about some of the expensive sets that LEGO has been producing. The Death Slice, also known as the Death Star, the Aquarium, the recently announced Goonies set, all fantastic sets, but let's be real. I will not be able to be buying any of those anytime soon because I am broke. So I want us to discuss three sets that come under $30, but still provide some interest to AFOLs. So, the three sets I have for today are the new Time Machine from Back to the Future, Lightning McQueen, and Batman and Robin Batmobile. Yes, they're all three cars, but I still think they're worth discussion. So, Clay, can you describe the time machine set for us?
Yes. So it's not Lego's first foray in Back to the Future, but like you said, the previous ones have been pretty expensive. So we're finally getting a nice cheap, actually in the US it's only 27.99, so it comes a couple dollars under 30. And it
Oh,
comes with two minifigs, both Doc and Marty. And Marty has the new actual puffer vest piece, so it's not printed anymore. It's like the actual minifigure accessory, which I love. 327 parts in this, and it actually can be built into two models, either from the first Back to the Future film or the second one, which is really cool. But
Cool.
it's the classic DeLorean, so it's like the gray car that kind of has the hood almost kind of slopes down to the front. This one also has the cool energy effects, so it's like in time travel mode, I guess is the best way to describe it. As y'all will hear me say, I'm not a car person, so I'm not even gonna try to like super describe this car. But I mean, if y'all know Back to the Future, y'all know what the DeLorean looks like.
it's a
And this
gray
is
car.
this, yeah, exactly. It's a
It's a
gray car, duh.
gray car.
It could honorary Star Wars set. It's a gray vehicle.
Oh, wow.
Ouch! Ouch!
Hmm. I'm just gonna let you dig yourself into that hole
Hey,
and dig yourself out.
that's what we do on the podcast is just end up pissing off Star Wars fans.
We're really good at it. Well, tacos for Lightning McQueen. Can you describe that one to
All
us?
right. Really cute small set. Ages 9 and up. There's 270 pieces. Um, Small red. It is not Lego's first time doing Lightning McQueen. I believe they had like a whole bunch of other little vehicles. This time they brought it back because it's a fan favorite. It's from the Speed Champions round. Really cute. There looks like there's a lot of stickers. So um
Mm.
Yeah.
so I don't know how I feel about that. My hands get kind of cramped, and by the time no, the frustration is going to be high. But it's adorable. I mean,
It
this is
is.
something that I actually look forward to building with my dad.
Oh,
Oh, I love that.
that's really great. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly describe our last one, the Batman and Robin Batmobile, which ironically does not include Robin, but we'll get to that. It is $29.99, so it sneaks right under that $30 barrier. It has one fig with Batman. He's got silver printing on his cowl, his leg, and torso printing, so it's not just a matte finish, it's actually silvery. The set is all black, as you would expect, with 272 pieces, and it comes with both the classic car shape, but it's got these dramatic wings, foil. I don't know what you call them. The back part, the things that go swoopy swoop.
Spoiler.
Spoiler, yes,
I'm
spoiler.
making that up. I
Oh
think
well, I'm going with it. So if I'm wrong, everyone, you can correct me. It's got the thingy things on the tail, but it's really cool because it's like it matches the bat wings on his hat. Wow, I'm just crashing and burning. It's classic Batman. I can't tell if there's printing on the tires or if they're just stickers, but they've got these like glowy bat symbol-y things, and it is available for pre-order now and ships March 1st. So those are,
Wow. That's a
yeah,
long pre-order window.
right. I was like, man, that's like 6 months, but maybe not. I don't know. I can't count, but it feels like 6 months away.
Wow.
So those are the three sets we have. Let's dig into the details. We're going to start first with our make it. So Tacos, as our guest, I'll let you go first. Of these three models, which one is going to be the one that you would make?
um yeah, the Back to the Future would be just make it and appreciate it. I didn't get to actually build the original,
Mm,
and this is like my time to redeem myself. This will
okay.
actually be my first Speed Champion set for
Ooh,
the record,
okay.
so
Ooh.
that's why.
Speed champions are actually great. Like I said, uh, count number two, I'm not a car person, but I found a speed champions like on clearance at Walmart one time. I was like, you know what? My husband likes cars. Let's try it. And, like I was so impressed with the build, the techniques in those, like so much stud inversion, and like they just pack stuff into these tiny little spaces. So I think you will definitely enjoy building this if it's your first speed champions, because
Yeah,
I mean, just visually, the techniques look really impressive on it.
yeah.
So Clay, what is your make it
This is
then?
my make it as well. The
Ooh.
same page as you tacos. And I also love that it like has two versions too. So even though I'm choosing to make it, we also kind of get to build two sets if we're being
Mhm.
honest. And I also just like I don't really know what else I would do with it. Um, it doesn't look to me like the doors open, which is understandable at
They
this
do not.
scale.
Hmm.
Um, and I just don't, I was like, maybe I could mod it and figure that out, but I truly don't think I would be able to. So it's like, this is one I would love to just like set up, display. I have a coworker whose daughter's into Legos, so like she will DM me often and be like, hey, her daughter actually knows how to use the app to scan for which F1 cars she wanted. Like, so they
Oh,
went and got them all.
okay.
And as soon as I saw this one, I'm like, I gotta tell her about it. So I shared it with her, and she's like, "Yep, pre-ordering that one for sure."
Aw.
So this is one I feel like non-Lego fans like
Hmm.
great entry point, affordable, and I think it's gonna look great on display. So I'm right with you, tacos. This is my make it for sure.
You answered all of my reasons for why it is my make it as
Oh,
well.
3 for 3.
So 3 for 3. The reason why I did is because it is the smallest iteration of the Back to the Future sets. Like the other ones, they're cool, but they're huge.
Yeah.
And
Shelf space.
I don't have much
Mhm.
shelf space. Yes. And it's the affordable version. And that puffer vest is like it's really
Yeah.
cool. So it almost slid into my mod it category to see if I could make the doors go up. But
Yeah.
then I thought, if the Lego designers couldn't do it, I don't think that I have any chance of figuring that out.
That's
So
fair.
I will keep that one together.
I will say the one other thing that like made me debate whether I wanted to make it is it looks again, I'm not sure like you said about the Lightning McQueen one whether they're stickers, but there's a lot of these translite blue parts that I think are prints.
They look like
And
prints to me.
yeah, and those look like they would be fun to use in other spaces. But I was
Um,
like, I don't know, this just has to be my make. Like I'd love to have it on a shelf.
So here's a question. Alphonse, if you are listening, I know you will know the answer to this one, but has there ever been a sticker placed on a macaroni tile? That's that one that's a curve,
Oh.
that rounded curve. Has there ever been a sticker put on a macaroni tile? Because there is at least two macaroni tiles with this print on it.
Good
And
question.
and I haven't seen a sticker, but it makes me think that these are prints. But I could be
Hmm.
wrong. Okay, so we've got for all three of us the make it is time machine. Now I'm
Love it.
curious. Dun dun dun. Do we diverge in the mod it or not? So
Hmm.
tacos, what is your mod it vote?
my modded? I think I would choose the Lightning McQueen.
Okay. What would you do to it with it for it?
Well, this is it's kind of hard. I
Mhm.
so not to get off task. I bought my dad his first Lego set not that long ago, and we built a little car together. He deals with Alzheimer's or whatever, so
Hmm,
we're trying to amp it up a little bit. So Lightning McQueen is going to be a something that's a little bit harder for him
okay.
to
Love
work
that.
together. So um, I I'm not sure. So probably adding like a little tow hitch or something like that. So he
Mhm.
can't drive. So I figured maybe add something like a little trailer on the back for like his bicycle or something like that. Adding some kind of for so he could
Oh,
add his fishing equipment. So I don't know.
I love that.
So
that's really cool. And
Yeah.
I love that you do that with him for both for brain health but for time together.
yeah,
That's so sweet. That's really
yeah.
cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yours is close to what I would do with it. I wouldn't add a tow hitch though. I would add the car that does the towing. I feel like we need a mater to go with Lightning McQueen. And
That makes
I don't know that I could pull it off, but I love the idea of having Lightning McQueen and Mater together on the shelf. So that is how I would mod it, which I don't know if this counts as a true mod or not, but I feel like they need to be sitting side by side together.
I
they
feel
they need
like
to just come out with it.
Yeah, yeah.
yes, definitely. One of the mods I feel like I could see happening here, though I feel like it would be tough, is because Lightning McQueen has so many different expressions. Like it would be fun to change. Like he has his great little smile, almost like a smirk because of the way his eyebrow is printed. But I
Mm,
love the way they built the mouth, so I feel like it would be fun to see if you could like change the mouth up and give him different expressions as
mm,
well.
That would
That
be
would be
cute.
that'd be fun. Even if
Yeah.
you could just like play around to see if you can invert it so he's like, ugh, or something.
Right.
Well, I have some bad news. This is coming out to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Cars. And I feel like all of my gray hair is now showing. 25th.
25th, really?
Yes. I
Gonna
looked
hide
it I looked it up. It released June 9th, 2006.
why I wear my hat so I can hide my grays.
That's right. That's why I have the headphones on. So yes, so Lightning McQueen,
That
like,
is wild.
yeah, it is the newest of the franchisees we're talking about. Still 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I actually did diverge from y'all, so this
Oh,
won't be a lot for all three.
okay.
And I chose Batmobile for my mod. Um, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like it's so compact, it's
Hmm.
hard to see like what you really could mod with it.
Hmm.
But the original car has some pretty cool like glowing red on it, and they've just
Mm,
represented them here with looks like probably a print.
hmm.
Um, so I think it would be cool if like I could move that tile or slope it looks like from the side, maybe trying to find a way to use actual trans red. Like I was thinking maybe lightsaber bars or something. Like
Oh,
make the glow a little bit more 3D instead of printed. And I am someone who likes studs. Like I like seeing studs to see its Lego,
Same.
but the anti-studs on the spoiler wings, whatever they're called, those like kind of stick out to me. So
oh,
even just something as simple as like using an inverted tile just to kind of smooth out the inside of the wings,
that's very fair.
I feel
Yeah.
like it could look better, but I'm also like I'm curious if I had it in hand, like if they would just end up looking too thick at that point in time.
Mm, that's interesting. No, that's very fair. I This was very close to my mod it because I thought it'd be really cool to put like a light kit where Batman goes
Ooh,
so that he has like a red glow or a blue glow that comes up from him and when
yeah.
he's sitting in it. Um, but now that you have pointed out the anti-studs showing on the car wings, that is now going to bother me.
Oh
So
boy,
thank
sorry.
you. That's
Yeah.
that's all right. That's a valid
Well,
mod.
the whole point of having a spoiler is to make it more aerodynamic. Now you have these crevices.
Mm.
that's that's
True.
holding pockets. It's defeating its purpose.
So
That's bothering me.
scientifically, this is the correct choice to mod.
Yes, we'll go with that. All right. So for our mock it, the stuff that we're just like scrap it for parts or use it in another project, tacos. That leaves you with,
The Batmobile.
okay. So tell us
Yeah.
why or what you would do with it. Or was it because it was just last on your list?
It was last on my list.
That's always my favorite answer.
Hmm.
Black comes in every color. Yeah, I'm sorry, come in every shape. So, it's something that I'll use for something else always.
Totally fair. Are you much of a Batman fan? Like, would any of the Batman prints or even the minifig be something that you would
Oh no,
like to use elsewhere?
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'll use that for more greebling style stuff. So that's what I keep
Mm.
thinking, like spare pieces. Greebling. Beautiful.
There would be some good parts looking at this that you could definitely use for greebling. And it
Yeah.
looks like there's also some interesting slopes. Like one of the newer molds appears to
Hmm.
be in there. So I definitely feel like if you looked at the parts list, there's probably some good stuff in there.
There's
Yeah.
quite a few new slopes in there, which is actually why this is my make it or my mock it, excuse me, my mock it because I want to use those slopes for other pieces. And it is very hard to get a lot of these slopes right now. So I look
Mm.
at this and go, those parts would be really great to use. My friend Jerry is collecting every Lego Batman and DC villain ever. So I would just take the minifig and give it to him. And then I would take all the I would take all the slopes and use them in a future mock, I think. What
Oh,
about for you, Clay?
My mock was Lightning McQueen. Um,
Sacrilege.
But when you said that about the 25 years, that really threw me off because one of the things I was going to say is I kind of hate Cars because my little sister used to watch it constantly. It was like the movie, that was always on all the time. So I got
Hmm.
so sick of it. But now I'm like, wait a second. How old was she when she was watching this movie? I was thinking, I was like, oh, this is probably like 2005, right? But I guess she was, yeah, probably like 2 to 4, and this was the movie that she loved putting on. So I would not want to display this just because I'm not the biggest fan. But in thinking of like what I would do with the parts, I was kind of on the same page with you, Tacos, of curious, like how many stickers are in this set? Because it
So
looks like
many.
there is a lot.
So many.
So that would also like kind of make me curious how many parts are usable. Though I guess if I'm mocking it, I don't have to necessarily apply those stickers. Um, but the printed windscreen for Lightning McQueen's eyes, like the
Uh, uh,
graphic
uh, uh.
design,
It's not printed. I see sticker lines.
you better be joking.
No, I see sticker lines. Like on the hubcap, I don't see sticker lines. Thank goodness. Can you imagine putting a thin sticker the size of a toothpick? But
Oh
I'm so
no. If
sorry,
that is
Clay.
really stickered, that
That's
is,
Yeah.
that's really
oh
stickered.
God. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
That still makes it kind of interesting because I was gonna say I like the graphic design of it. And I fell in love with the Dungeons and Dragons minifigs. And just seeing this, I was like, it would be kind of fun, like to build a monster, like with those eyes, like something
Oh,
red with tentacles. I don't know, you could even maybe use this for a very feisty dragon
uh-huh.
with like these kind of big cartoon eyes. So that was the part for me that I was like, I would love to just to take his eyes and then build some creature, like kind of funky cartoonish villain out of it.
Okay. I
Hmm.
see what you're going with there. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Do you think there's that gray thing on the side? And I've been trying to tell if that's cut out or if it's part of it. Do you see what I'm
Uh,
saying with
I
the
see the triangle is a sticker, I think.
Hmm.
I think the other stuff is not.
I
okay.
agree with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
hope
think
that's a
though,
good color match then, because
me
it's nice
too.
when they transition from like real brick to sticker, but sometimes the color matching is.
Yeah. I am very curious to see this set because it is a billion stickers. Now, to be fair, that is like all that's an inside shtick, right? You know, his nickname is Stickers because his lights aren't real, but I do not relish trying to put a sticker on every piece of this set. This might have the sticker to part ratio as bad as Megapolis for Monkey Kid. It might rival it. Yeesh. Okay. Well, thank you
What a
all.
positive note to end on.
Right? Yay!
Just
Well,
us groaning over sticker placement.
which I am not anti-sticker, but my hands shake and I need a way to like anchor them down well. And I'm looking at all these slopes going, I'm gonna have to pay my children to put these together because I don't think I can do it. So
Yeah.
that's my sticker rant and rant. Well, with that, I'm going to say boop, end of our Make It Mod It Mock It. Clay, would you lead us into our final discussion?
Alrighty. So today we're going to have a custom conversation,
Uh-oh.
and that's just where, I mean, we talk. We talk. That's all we do on this podcast. Let's be real. We just talk. But this is just a segment like where we kind of have a focus on some specific thing related to Lego that we can all kind of build from and discuss together. And what we chose today is something that actually all of us are engaged in some level, which is teaching. The Tips and Bricks team is also full of teachers. I don't know what it is about the account that like drew people there, but we even in our Discord have a teacher's corner because so many of us on the team are like teachers in some regard. So I just want us to talk a little bit about how that looks within Lego. Like what has building with Lego taught us? How have we been able to use Lego to teach others? And I'll throw it to you, Tacos, because I know that like this is right in your wheelhouse.
I don't even know where to begin.
Well, let
Uh,
me let me let me backtrack to the question we started with. When you look at a set, you start
Oh, true.
analyzing it. So you want to continue that thought from there, or you can go to a different thought. That's fine.
that's a perfect segue, I guess. Yeah, no, I look at the pieces, I find different ways to incorporate them. For example, I think one of the first sets that started using a worm gear, like a really large worm gear, not the
Mhm.
small compressed one, the larger one. I was like, okay, how can I use it? I had seen that Lego City had used it in a training police academy. I had seen what's that? Gabby's Dollhouse. They
Mhm.
had it,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
they never really used it.
Mhm.
So then they used it in the ski lodge. I was like, okay, how can I incorporate that into my class? And so now we use it from transporting to action scenes, all right, running away from some kind of villain or something like that, building some kind of action scene, finding different ways to incorporate not just aesthetic, but something that's functional. So that's what I try to do. I try to really focus on how can I get large quantities because I have large classes. Um, is it affordable? Is it easy to really use? If I can use it, okay, that's great. But how can an 8-year-old use it? I need to be able
Mm.
to translate and have them give them the platform so they can really expand and really embrace it because the goal is always for them to have an awesome experience. You know what I mean? Yes, to learn something, but really to get lost in the build. That way, the time that they spent with me is always enjoyable. So that's what I really focus on, trying to find ways to simplify it. They're not going to be building something really extravagant because we're together for a limited time and they have to take it apart. But what can they build that they can be proud of and find ways to recreate in their home if they don't have certain technical pieces.
Mm.
Mm.
No, that's how I view it.
I love that. So often when you're building a set is like where you kind of find a part or a technique that inspires you, then to like carry that forward and teach it to others.
Absolutely. I really try to that's actually why I buy sets. Yes, I do
Mm.
enjoy aesthetics of it and the calming effect, but finding different techniques. We learn.
Mm.
Mocks are really yes, there are creations, but we're always inspired. We always learn a new technique, whether it's building, a bookcase or you know what I mean, or Lego Speed Champions, learning how to do certain angles, building a certain curve. Everything we've learned from somewhere. And so I'm just finding a way to really simplify, really dumb it down for kid. Or now I'm starting to dabble into not just teaching kids, but senior citizens. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know Bethany, you also like you teach with Lego is really what you do.
Yeah, so I teach online classes to kids where they're at home with their pit of Lego in front of them, and I will throw out a topic like sharks or Amelia Earhart, or we're going to do Ice Age next week, and challenge them to build something at home using the parts that they have. And
Mhm.
I'll share with them a technique or two that they can use, but it's tricky because not every kid has the same Lego collection or parts. Since my classes are online, I know Tacos, you do yours in person, which is awesome.
Mhm.
Um, so it's really fun to see for me how out of the box creative kids can be. And I might crack a joke at the beginning of the lesson because I'll teach for them for like 20 minutes, fun facts about something while they're actively building. And it's so much fun for me to see what they come up with out of the box. Like that to me just feeds more creativity for me and gives me so much joy. But I started teaching classes in person, and most of those have been for adults, like teaching movement or elements like that. And I know Tacos, you do a lot with gears and such too. Can you tell us a little bit about those classes?
So working with um I s- I teach structural and mechanical style classes. Uh with gears, it's always fun. Kids love things that are in motion. They're so
Mm.
used to just building regular structures at home that once they build something that has like some kind of motion, even if it's a hinge, they get really excited. And then you add motors. Let's not talk about that because that'll take an entire year. But it's that moment that things become a little bit more tangible and they get to understand physics a little bit better. They understand it's hands-on learning at that point, and it's something that they could carry on to other things. It Lego to me, I love Lego. I'm not a purist, but I'm an educator first, so I will
Mm.
use any medium to teach engineering somehow. You know what I mean? So that's what I keep focusing on. So yes, I love Lego, and it is an awesome medium. It is easy. Well, it's pretty accessible. So that is the medium that I use right now, and Gears is basically where it's at.
Well, and that's also, I imagine, like a good way to get them in the door.
Mhm.
Like Lego is a great hook and creates the interest, but it can inspire them to then like take it into robotics outside of Lego or other
Mhm.
art forms. So you are teaching them like using one main medium, but I imagine that's just a springboard to help these people also find some of their other interests and other ways of expression too.
I do have to mention that some of my students have actually. I hate admitting this. I have 3 of my students that have already gone off to college for mechanical engineering.
Oh, that's wonderful and awful, and
It's
so happy for you.
so
Again,
happy.
the
One
gray
of them
hair.
So
one of them
happy.
interned for me, 2 summers ago, and it's just like, "Oh, you're looking into the master's program? Oh, that's fantastic."
Gosh.
Oh.
I remember when I was actually teaching on campus and a freshman was like, Mr. Odell. And I was like, who is this? And like went to say hello to him. And he's like, oh yeah, remember when you were teaching me in sixth grade? And so I was just like, this is not acceptable. Like, I was
No.
like, so great to see you again. Like, I do recognize you, but I was like, I did not need this today.
Mm,
Too much.
yeah,
My
when
sentiments.
I first started teaching Lego robotics with the We Do 2.0 kits, and one of my students who I had, I think starting in like second grade, he just graduated high school and he's not taking any more of my classes. And I was just like, this is wonderful. It's a weird, weird, wonderful feeling.
Well, I
Well,
also, oh,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. No, it was a full circle moment when I realized, "Oh my gosh, I could probably be working for this boy one day." That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
Oh,
that is wild to think of.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I was going to say, we've talked a lot about teaching others, which makes sense, of course, from all of our perspectives. And we've touched on this a little bit, but what has Lego taught you also about yourself? Like whether it's through teaching classes or just being a Lego fan, community member, creator, like are there things y'all have learned about yourselves too?
Takes a lot of great well, with Lego, there's a lot of grace.
Hmm.
mm,
It's designed for kids. So when
I like that.
we experience imposter syndrome, remember that it originally started as a kid's toy. So that is where the grace comes in.
I
It's
love
like
that.
we could dismantle things, or it could easily fall off a shelf. It doesn't matter
Hmm.
how beautiful, it could easily fall off a shelf just like a $400, $500 set. So take that with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? It is there for me as a way to decompress. It is there for me for my visual. You know what I mean? So
That's a
something
good
that's
word.
yeah. So something that may have costed me maybe like $15 worth of pieces. Putting it together to me sometimes may be the same equivalent to having something that was designed by a designer on Lego website as well. So it I don't know.
No, totally. I'm right there with you. And especially like when we first kind of get into the community, I know like through me, a big part was through Instagram and just like seeing amazing creations, and that imposter syndrome is so
Mm,
real. Especially like when you
very.
go to a convention too. It's like something at home that you're love. I mean, we always will find things wrong with what we build too. But then, like, sometimes you go to in a convention, you're almost like, do I really belong here? Like, seeing all these other wonderful things. So I love what you said about grace and then just like really remembering at the end of the day what Lego is. I'm like, as a kid's toy as its origin, like, we should find whimsy and like joy and fun. Like, that's what we should get out of it. So love it. Absolutely love it. Great. What about you, Bethany? Anything particular?
Yeah, so I will have kids put their build together and then hold it up to the camera for show and tell. And invariably, you will have this kid that has made this masterpiece and then goes to hold it up and kaboom falls apart. And I've had, all sorts of reactions from students, some who laugh, some who are understandably in tears. And so the mantra that I've said over and over has been, don't worry, Lego was meant to be put back together again. And what that has taught me about myself, like I've said that enough that I realize I really struggle with anxiety. And having that realization of like, hey, it's okay. This mess has happened, but there's something that we can do here. Like we can take a breath, we will take a step back, and then we can start putting it back together again. And so in teaching them to be like, it's okay, this catastrophe happened, but it'll be all right. You have time to redo it before class ends. It has helped me go, okay, you know what? This is fine. I've had my mocks knocked off a table before, and I just took a deep breath and went, it's okay. Lego was meant to be put back together again. We can do
Yeah,
this.
Good ones.
amazing.
Love it.
What about
Is
for
it-
you, Clay? What's it
Oh
taught?
yeah. I guess I didn't really answer to that. I was just like bouncing off y'all like, love this. Great. Um, I mean, there's a lot. I will say though, like one thing that will always stick with me. Like I've been a fan of Lego forever since a kid, we all Dark Ages, blah blah blah. But got back into it, especially as I was finishing up college. I actually stopped drinking 7 years ago, just celebrated that 7 year anniversary, which is exciting. And the first few months of it, I mean, the first few years were hard, obviously, but in those first few months, especially, like I just found I was like, oh my God, I have so much time. Like my mind would be running and I would want to slow it down. And Lego was like one of those tools I used through that period where exactly what you
Mhm.
said of like it's meant to be taken apart and put back together. And
Mhm.
sometimes I would literally just sit there and like build a set and then I was like feeling an urge. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it apart and rebuild it right. There was
Mhm.
probably sometimes hours that I would just sit there and just like be using my hands, have some type of music or TV on, and like through that it really helped me learn to rest because that was always one of the challenges I had. Like I felt like I had to be doing something productive, like I had to do something. And alcohol used to be like my method of like basically getting over that urge and like, oh, well, now I can just kind of turn off as I'm drinking. And so Lego helped me learn to like just focus on the present and the here and the now and learn that it's okay to rest and it's okay to just
Mhm.
like do something that's literally just for me, like something fun that doesn't have to go somewhere beyond this. So that's probably, I mean, like we said, it's taught us many things, but that's probably one of the most significant ones that's like really sat with me. And so even now when I build, like sometimes there is that pressure of like, oh, what technique do I need to take a photo of to put this into a review later? But I try to really be present with the build and just like sit and enjoy like the physical activity of putting things together and taking them apart, sometimes over and over and over and over again.
It's
That's
awesome.
that's really great. Do you remember what your first set was as you were getting back into the hobby? Because I know you did it as a kid, I think, right? Remembering?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
for me, I think it was the Creator 3-in-1 houses, if I'm not mistaken. Like, and I still have quite a few of them. And there's one that has like a light brick that almost shined through a chandelier. That was really cute.
Was
A
that the
lot of
modern? Was that the modern simple
oh,
house?
I think modern might have been. I'm gonna have to look it up before we get off. It
It
was
was
like mainly
coveted.
white, and it had like a kind of awning. I don't think that one had an actual garage. So then, yeah, that would be the one that you're thinking of. But yeah, bought a bunch of those 3-in-1s because it was the same. Like I loved taking them apart, then doing the sub models too, and that of course led to the modulars, which there's no turning back after that. So.
Nope. No, there's not.
This has been awesome. A great
Yeah.
conversation. And I know for all of our listeners, I hope that y'all have also been like reflecting and thinking about like not only ways that you've been able to use Lego to connect with and potentially teach others too, but also just what you've learned about yourself through the community
Mhm.
and through this hobby that we all love. And at the end of the day, give ourselves grace. Remember it's a toy and just lean into that joy. All right,
Well,
Bethany, you ready to wrap it all up?
I am. This was just so fun. Tacos, thank you so
Aw.
much for joining us.
Aw. By the way, you guys have like radio voice for the record.
Oh,
Like
Radio
like
voice.
very smooth. Like you should be doing podcasts years ago. You should have been doing this years ago.
well, thank you.
I
I
used to work well, I used to work at Starbucks forever, but I would also often be on the headset, and so many people used to tell me that, like, "Oh, you should be on the radio." And then after like a few years, I'd be like, "Oh, you should be on a podcast." It was just so funny to see like the transition and
Oh,
what
it's
people
here.
would say.
People don't listen to radio as much as they do podcasting. Yep, nope.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting times. Well, thank you so much, Tacos, for joining us. Sadly, all good things must come to an end. And that is all we have for today's episode of the Tips and Bricks podcast. Now, do either of you, Tacos, I'll throw it to you specifically. Do you have any final thoughts or projects you want to share with us?
Projects? I mean, I'm working on something now. I just plan on displaying it, I guess, at Atlanta BrickCon. So that'll
Oh,
be, even though I'm doing a convention in November for Brick Fan events in South Carolina, one of the Carolinas.
okay.
But Atlanta BrickCon is going to be like the start of the new year for conventions again,
Yeah.
and that's in February. So I'm
Okay.
excited to debut some new stuff.
And
Nice.
Clay, you go to that one, correct? That's
Hmm.
your home show.
Yeah,
Ah, I really want to go visit that one.
it's
Maybe
a good one.
this might be the year. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. I'm always looking for new ways that we can take vacations with Lego.
Not super close to you, but it's a good convention, so
Yeah,
definitely would be worth looking into.
yes. And then Tacos, where can people find you online? Where are your platforms and what are your handles?
Geez, I Twit Facetagramming over here. No Twitter. Twitter. TikTok. I'm on the YouTubes. I'm on the Facebook. I'm on Instagram. All Taco Bites and Bricks. I also have STEM Powered by Tacos, which is more STEM stuff for my everyday uh Lego education stuff. But that's for Powered by Tacos. But yeah, Taco Bites and Bricks right here, everywhere, there, everywhere, here, there, everywhere.
And at all sorts of conventions, like you
Oh
are
yeah, yes.
always all over too, so you can see tacos in person, like almost anywhere there's Lego.
You could see me being all weird.
Oh, we love it.
I'll take it.
All right, and for everyone listening, y'all can continue the conversation with myself, Bethany, the rest of the team at Tips and Bricks on Instagram, and like we said, on YouTube now as well.
Yay.
We even are on TikTok, which
Are we
I
really?
mean, we've dated ourselves on this podcast and said where we've come from. So
Yeah.
I'm not a TikToker, but
Mm-mm.
we have someone on the team who is. So she's been putting out TikTok, so we even exist in that space as well.
Heyo.
And we also we mentioned our team Discord, which of course is like our in-house stuff. But we even have our Patreon that we started last year. And we got a private Discord there with some fun conversations that are always going on. And I also did want to mention that y'all keep your eyes peeled on all of our platforms because we have fan media days insights that are coming all throughout.
Yes.
So designer interviews, great reveals. So y'all keep your eyes peeled. We don't get to say anything until they're there. So it's on you to just keep refreshing and y'all will get some exciting news and insight in the coming months.
And if
This
you're
is why I'm nervous.
Oh, no, no need to be nervous. Well, and if you're someone like me who just needs to unplug for a few days, we also have a weekly newsletter. That's what I rely on a lot to keep up with. That just is once a week to your inbox. That just gives you, here's what we've done this week. Here's where to find it. So that's free to join as well. Please don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. It does help other builders like you find us. And please like, subscribe, and share and comment and all the verbs and adjectives and things that people do these days. And I want to give a special shout out to Alphonse who is listening. He is a faithful commenter and we appreciate it. And be sure to check out our free weekly news. Oh, see, look, I got that
Look at
again.
you already doing it.
All right, already doing the newsletter thingy. So I've said it twice. It must be nice. Go join the newsletter. And until next time, I'm Bethany with Clay and our guest Tacos signing off. Happy building, everyone.
See ya.
Woo!